Welcome to the Unstoppable Profit Podcast. This podcast will give independent insurance agents all of the tools to grow your business and live life on your terms. Wherever you are today, if you're starting with nothing or well on your way to the success you desire, with the right people, processes, and promotions in place, you will be unstoppable. And now I'd like to introduce your host, Mike Stromsoe.
Greetings, everybody. Welcome to the next episode of the Unstoppable Profit Podcast. We are pumped and excited 200 times about today because this is a very special episode. Episode number 200 of the Unstoppable Profit Podcast. Thank you. Thank you for supporting us. Thank you for consistently joining us. And I've got a very special guest on the podcast today.
Andrea Wyatt, the program director here at the Unstoppable Profit Producer Program. And because it is our 200th episode, so I'm pumped. But here at UPP, our core purpose is really to impact people's lives personally and professionally. And we thought it was a great opportunity for our 200th episode to highlight some of those awesome successes of our incredible members. So yay!
I think that's a great idea. And so we'll step out of the norm, if you will, and just dig in. And we are so proud and so honored, like Andrea said, to impact people's lives personally and professionally. So we thought we would share just a few of the many, many examples that have happened since we started the podcast. So we're not going to name any names, but we're just going to talk about situations of members that have occurred. And it's such a privilege and an honor, is it not, Andrea?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So anyway, so we're just going to share a few of the stories that have happened inside of the UPP circles. And you don't normally hear about those because there's so many of them. And it's happening so often and so fast. But with your permission, we're going to share with you some of the impact in people's lives personally and professionally that have happened so far in UPP. And we can't wait. We're even more excited about the future.
Yes, we are. Absolutely.
So, by the time we get to episode number 300, there's going to be a lot more. And so here's the first one. You ready, Andrea?
Yeah, I'm ready.
So we have had multiple members, but this particular one that I'm thinking about, an agency owner who started out on his own and didn't have any employees, but he learned how to hire employees in UPP, built a team, and actually went on vacation with his wife and family and started coaching his son's baseball games, which he had never previously been able to do.
I know, there's just nothing better than that.
No, nothing. And this particular member also told me that the things that he's learning inside of UPP, like the isms and the entrepreneurial thought leader processes and everything, he's actually been teaching his son. And he recently told me that his son is grasping everything he's teaching him, his 9-year-old son.
That is so cool. I mean,
so what a great example of impacting people's lives, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, just awesome. So you ready for another?
Yes.
I know you don't know how many I have. I've got a pretty good list. So anyway, we'll keep it rolling because I know that, you and I and our entire team get out of bed for one reason: to impact people's lives personally and professionally. And there's nothing that makes our heart sing more than hearing this stuff, right?
No.
Yeah. So anyway, so we have another agent, doubled their revenue in the first year as a platinum coaching member.
Wow.
Yeah. Doubled the revenue. That was awesome. I remember the moment. Phenomenal stuff.
What were some of the things that person implemented to do that?
Well, first of all, he got the first P's right. He worked on his people and then took action on his processes, and he double dipped it. He took action on his processes and installed his promotions simultaneously. So he doubled the speed. But I remember one thing this agent also did. We have the ability to create in most good markets. Sometimes when it's difficult, it's a little bit more challenging. A presentation to carriers, and we helped this agent get 2 preferred appointments that he didn't have. And they happened very, very quickly. So all of that took place within the first 6 or 8 months, and away we went.
Those are just incredible results.
And those were non-aggregator appointments, by the way.
Wow.
So with all the love to our aggregator partners, anything's possible. So anyway, good stuff. And then one of the ones that caught our heart the most that we weren't even expecting, after one of our members was here for their private one-on-one 6-hour coaching session. And I normally ask them how their experience was that day. Did we meet or exceed all their expectations? And he went on to tell me something, and I was, holy Toledo. And then I said, well, do you want to shoot a quick video? And we shot the video, and he went on to tell me even more about something I didn't know. The short story of it is, this agent said, if it weren't for UPP and Platinum Coaching in my mastermind group, I'm not sure if my agency would still be in business today.
I remember that video. And
yeah, and not only
tears.
Exactly, right. And so not only for that agent and their spouse, but think about all the team members and the agency and everything else that's connected to it. So
yeah, that depend on that for their livelihood.
Yeah, just a huge blessing, So we've had multiple team members that have had multiple what we affectionately call first P issues, like an agent has left, or we had one, a couple on the same day. But in all those situations, because of the coaching groups and the people rallying around these agents, we've been able to find solutions, provide support, and help them fight through these times, and they never feel like they're on an island, right?
Yeah, and I think that's one thing that people forget, is that that's part of it. You have a community that you can really lean on, and that's just, there's no value you can put on that.
Right.
Be out there trying to do it alone.
Right. 100%. So this agent rebounded, bounced back up, and is making progress right now. And in fact, just saw some communications within the last day. They are looking to grow exponentially. So super excited about that. Talk about impacting people's lives personally and professionally. We all have experienced or will experience at some time in our life the loss of a close family member, a parent, or something like that. There are people that are affected more deeply by that. So we've had multiple members who have experienced that loss, but we've been able to rally around and support them and their agency and help them to continue to operate even when they're not there, and to help them rally and bounce back and to push forward. So that's a huge privilege.
No, that is huge. And we've had multiple of those.
Yeah. So, and then there's another agent who actually worked in an agency for many, many years and ended up buying the agency, took out a big loan, very uncomfortable, didn't know how to hire. Another situation, installed our recruiting and interviewing and hiring system, got somebody hired, but experienced the lesson and another lesson and another lesson, but never gave up. Finally found the right one. Now, recently talked to this agent within the last week or so, was on vacation because now they're living the good life, has multiple team members taking care of business so they can live their life. But bigger than that, the loan has been paid off and all of their personal debt, and they are debt free and enjoying life and growing their business. So
I love that week vacation down by the beach.
Exactly. So phenomenal stuff. We've had a couple of other agents, speaking of impacting lives personally, who either have been out sick or have had a spouse out ill and were out for an extended period of time. Anywhere from 6 months to a year. Yeah. And so because they installed the right people, excellent people, world-class processes and systems in their agency, the agency was able to continue to grow and to exist and to do what they do without them. And so that's the definition of having a position as an entrepreneur versus having a job.
100%.
Right. And you have a business that goes on without you. And that's what we're all looking to set up.
It allows you that freedom. If that freedom is for an emergency situation like that, or if that freedom is to go and enjoy your family, I mean,
Yep.
That's what it's about. That's what we get up and work so hard for every day.
100%. 100%. So just absolutely awesome that we're able to do that. And then there's another member who turned the corner, installed mostly the processes and the promotion in their business. They already had excellent people, but they got some of their key people on board with everything processes and promotion, and turned the corner and turned their retention from the low 80s into the low 90s very quickly, which is kind of rare. And then one of their key insurance companies got wind of it, and they said, "How did you do this?" And they said, "We found UPP. And we just did this, and we did this, and we did this." And I know that not only was I privileged to go down and speak for that insurance company, but I remember that agent contacted me sometime thereafter and said, "Mike, we're starting to experience profit sharing. We've never had that before." And we've had multiple members
Yes.
that started to experience that. So that was awesome. That's just awesome. And then you remember at Mastermind, I believe it was last year, right?
Yes.
Yeah, we're at Mastermind, and we had our hot seat time, and one of the members said, "I want to come up front and sit in your seat." I said, "Whatever you want to do." So that member came up and sat in the seat, and I've never seen this before. A very experienced agent, very successful, grew his independent insurance agency very quickly after a successful stint in the mostly captive space, but really was done. And this is a fairly young agent, I'll say early 40s, and wasn't quite sure what to do. So went up to the hot seat and put his heart and soul on the table in front of the entire coaching group. And I witnessed this, and everything that happened that day helped that agent turn it around, helped that agent get refocused, reinvigorated. And when he left after the next day, because he was on the first day, we were there for 2 days, he's killing it, just back to killing it now. And, has surpassed the big first 7 figures and all of that. It's just incredible. So you were there, you saw it.
Yeah. And we've experienced that before. Sometimes you're in the business so long that you just kind of get at this plateau where, you just don't have that fire in your belly anymore. And
yeah.
I think that's one of the coolest impacts that we make is when you get those comments of like, "I fell in love with the business again." I mean, that's
exactly. Exactly. So speaking of fire in the belly, you and I were talking about a text that just came in right before we went on from one of our agents who had fire in the belly, but since they got into platinum coaching, has really turned the flame up threefold, if not more, and got a text from this agent within the last 24 hours. They are at 156% of production goal for this month only. Blew away the previous high record, and the previous high record was last month. And this agency is just absolutely killing it. And bigger than that is now, because of who they've become, has started to attract top talent. Recently attracted a top talent who's been in the industry 16 years. The agency owner had a relationship with this person years ago. They left for another place. Didn't work out there as of recent because of sale and acquisition and all that, and searched out this agency. And because of who they become, said, "I want to be here."
Yes.
And compensation was not the topic of conversation. This is where I want to be because of who you've become. Good place to be.
Yes. Very good.
Yeah. Yeah. And so another one, first year member within the last year, got in our program, found my book out there online, downloaded, ordered the book, got it in, started reading the book, and did something that a couple of our members have noticed works really well if you do it within the first 48 to 72 hours, right?
Yep.
You remember that big A word? Action. Yeah. No, you kind of cut out there. What was it again?
Action.
Action. We don't want anybody thinking Andrea was saying something else. Anyway, action. It's action. Absolutely. This agent took action, had wanted to do a specific niche, but now had the confidence to do the niche, took action and actually did something with the niche, and found out by using a unique process that the brainchild of it was developed in UPP because of his surrounding himself with UPP people, started sending out a mailer. Every time he invested $500 in a mailer, got $3,000 in return. So how many times are you going to make that investment, Andrea?
All day.
All day long, right? And the great thing about the insurance agency business, as all of you know, that's first year. And just multiply that out times lifetime value. And you don't invest the $500 again the second and third and fourth year, just the first year.
Well, and the thing with that person's specific niche, because he's crushing it and writing all the lines of business, that lifetime value extends even further.
Exactly. You mean UPPniches2riches.com is the place to be?
Absolutely.
UPPniches2riches.com. Check it out. So great stuff. And so the next one is another agent. We received this within the last year at year end. My year over year revenue up 59%. Year over year net income up 56%. Year over year new business up 128%. And I remember this agent's biggest challenge. I need to hire more people, and I never had this many people before. What should I do? Keep using the systems that we give you and don't skip a step, right?
Exactly. I mean, is that the place you want to be? 59%?
Exactly. And so from the school of lessons, there's people that have skipped steps in our systems and have experienced the lesson or a failure. So,
or they don't do the P's in the right order.
Well, all of that. And it's all in the first P. So anyway, that's where the biggest lessons are. So yeah, that was awesome. And then there's a member, and I'll never forget when I got this video. Sorry, I had to pause and grab the emotions. They had a dream of having a secondary residence in a vacation community, and they set out to go get it when they started in our program, and they got it. And they sent me a video, and they're giving me a tour of the house, and I know you saw it, Andrea. My gosh, how awesome is that? And I've seen pictures. This member they have kids, and they take their kids and their kids' friends up there, and they have birthday parties up there, and they can get away and just living life on their own terms. I mean, there's
living the UPP life.
Exactly. Hashtag UPP life. That's one of the things that UPP life is. And that's what this is all about.
Yeah.
Every one of the stories that we're telling right now is somebody who's living the UPP life.
Yeah.
Hashtag UPP life. I love that. Then there's the agent who started taking action, kept taking action, plays with bigger fish, came to their one-on-one coaching, 6-hour session with me, decided they were going to write a book, wrote a book, and reported back. And you saw the video as well. She goes, Mike, I can't believe I'm shooting this video, but This month only, $210,000 in commission this month. New business.
Revenue, people. Ugh.
210,000 new business commission this month only. It all happened, Mike. Everything we've been working on happened. Wow.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Yes. Again, multiple agents have really gotten to the point, and this can be a danger zone for some. Complacency is never a good place. But we've helped multiple agents, and there's some in the works right now who are working on acquisitions that could be game-changing acquisitions. And that's something that we work on a lot. And we've seen some that have, really been able to step up the step of the ladder, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
We had the privilege of watching one member that was, he was in the program because he was building the value of the agency.
Mm-hmm.
Then had the pleasure of selling his agency to another member.
Right.
He knew that they were going to get taken care of the same exact way that he had already taken care of his client. And
exactly.
Took the whole team too. It's amazing.
Exactly. And then there's another new member who is new to the industry and is new to UPP and showed up again and showed up right here. We were working together the entire day. I said, it was on a Friday. If you have any questions, please let me know. If you need to call me over the weekend, I'll be home. And guess what he did? Mike, I got a question on this. Mike, I got a question on this. Mike, I got a question on this. But because he took massive action, got reported the following month. That month was the biggest month in the history of the agency by far. And actually, all the when he threw it out to the discussion group, all the members of UPP going,
Yeah.
they were emailing me on the side. They're going, how did he do that? What did he do? What did you tell him? I said, stay tuned. If you show up, that's when all the good stuff happens.
Well, the best part is that agent continues to crush it every month since.
On fire.
Yeah.
It's one of those triple flamers, just like the one that sent me the text.
Exactly.
We're not naming names here, but they're from the same state too, which claims to be going through the hard market. Mindset, right, Andrea?
Mm-hmm.
Mindset is your skill set.
I believe that one plays in niches as well.
And speaking of niches, we are getting ready to help agents with our fourth event of this nature, UPPniches2riches.com. Because what we learned through the first three, people got great value. People went back to their agencies, installed it in their agencies, are absolutely growing. They're comfortable in what they're doing. They have more time. One of our agents has this terrible problem. He has to think like a month in advance when to stop marketing so he can go on vacation again.
We all want to be like him.
The problems, right? But anyway, that's the beauty of niches. And another agent who's also in the niche game came back and reported recently that they were at an event with one of the big acquisition companies who was touting at that event that agencies that are niche driven and have significant business in niches are a lot more valuable.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, we have put together some incredible faculty members in the niche industry, very successful agents. We've developed 3 of them in our agency travels. And so we're privileged and honored to help people that want to get into that. UPPniches2riches.com. We will see you there. And it would be unfair, in the words of one of our industry veteran friends, if we didn't wrap this very special 200th episode up with the place that all the magic happens. And Andrea Wyatt, I have to publicly commend you because you have put up with me for so many years. And I remember back in the days before the Be Unstoppable boot camps became formalized, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people said, we want to learn what you know, how can we do it? And so we started little 1-day events in Orange County, California.
Yep.
So we go up to the Ayers Hotel in Orange County, California. We do a 1-day event and people started showing up. And then we said, oh, this is pretty cool. And people feel good about after they leave. We should do, and people at the event said, you need to do 2 days, right?
Uh-huh.
So we did 2 days and we did 2-day events back then. And then they kept coming. They said, we want more. And so there was a time when we were doing 4 a year.
Yep.
And you were tired. I was not so tired, but you know, we had other things we need to do. And so we decided that we would start our very first Be Unstoppable boot camp in 2014. And that was the very first. We had Kyle Maynard there.
Mm-hmm.
That was the first time that we were able to step out. In 2015, we had the incredible Super Bowl champion quarterback, Joe Theismann, who positioned me to tell the story from the stage and talk about getting choked up. The story about my dad and Bob Hosack. And then the man who changed both of our lives, John O'Leary, was there that year. Yeah. And then the original shark on Shark Tank in 2016, Kevin Harrington, and I believe James Malinchak and Chris Paradiso was there that year. So that was phenomenal. 2017, everybody's favorite movie, Rudy. Rudy was there in 2017. Never quit. And I'm still looking at the quote that my biggest takeaway from that boot camp was Rudy's quote. The phenomenal story that he told, 11 years trying to get the movie made. Nobody wants to hear about a movie about some kid who has a dream of going to play football at Notre Dame. Nobody cares. Go away. But he never gave up, did he?
No, he did not.
Never quitting lasts for the rest of your life. That's what he said.
Love that.
Love that. And the unstoppable, incredibly unstoppable Jeb Blunt was in 2017. And then in 2018, because he said he would, we had Alex Sheen.
Yes.
And our long time. Go ahead.
You forgot the unstoppable Patty Lares in 2017.
Thank you. Thank you, Patty. If you're watching or listening to this, will you please forgive me?
Incredible.
Yeah. Yeah. Brought the house down. Just brought the house down. That picture of her standing on the stage with the bull. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Andrea. Appreciate that. So yeah, unstoppable Patty Lars and the things that have happened in her life since she showed up at the Airs in 2013.
Mm-hmm.
So phenomenal. So 2018, Alex Sheen, because I said I would, created a movement of millions across America. And then, of course, our great friends of UPP from the Great North, the unstoppable Una and Jeff Roy, eh?
Hey.
They always bring the house down wherever they go. So we are grateful for them. And then 2019 was absolutely phenomenal. You remember it was 2019? Help me out.
I'm trying to think now.
Yeah. So anyway, we had Joe Theismann come back because so many were clamoring to bring Joe back. And then, so we had Joe come back. Again, Joe was phenomenal. And we had Kevin Eastman in.
That's what it was.
Yeah. NBA champion head coach Kevin Eastman. Yeah, absolutely phenomenal. So great stuff. And then James Malinchak was there as well. America's Secret Millionaire on ABC TV, author of 27 books, who always helps people in so many ways. I mean, somebody commented just the other day on some things that James has done to change their lives. And we get letters upon letters from people just saying how awesome it is that he comes.
So always he's hilarious too.
Yeah, right. And so 2020, we had our virtual boot camp.
Yes.
Yeah, we had a virtual boot camp. We didn't let it stop us. We had Victoria Cabot. We had Chris Paradiso. We had our implementer of the year, which
Laura Hicks, Chris Paradiso.
Yeah, Laura Hicks was in there. Yeah, awesome. So she's always a game changer, and she's spoken at our boot camp multiple times as well. So Laura's just an incredible partner of UPP that helps people make sure that they keep their first P in order. So that's always been an absolute treat. And actually, we started our Implementer of the Year in 2018, 2019, 2020. It's when the Sorianos won it. Bill Butler won it previous to that. Claudia McLean won it in 2019.
Entire team.
Claudia McLean shut her entire office down and brought her entire team.
Yeah.
Because somebody challenged her. Somebody challenged Claudia, and I remember seeing the post in her own private group said they have no idea what they just did. And she won the vote. I mean, this is a complete audience vote. We have nothing to do with it. So anyway, just great stuff. And then 2021, we had Lisa Gibbons, absolutely phenomenal. And then we had Nick the Kick Lowry there in 2021. So that was fantastic. And again, we had I'm sorry?
Victoria Cabot came again.
Victoria Cabot and spoke live. She was so phenomenal during COVID. She came in and spoke live. So that was fantastic. Yeah. And then Butler came back because he didn't like not being in the winner's chair. So he came back and took the Implementer of the Year again. And so this year was absolutely phenomenal. We had some incredible speakers this last year, including Mr. Chuck Blondino, Bob Berg,
Selah Hirsch.
Oh my gosh, was she
rock the house?
Rocked the house, knocked it out of the park like nobody else's business. Just absolutely incredible stuff. And James came back and just rocked the house again. So the Be Unstoppable Bootcamp, what an incredible honor and a privilege it is to serve people, to help people in that realm. And every year we have all new content because agencies that are members of UPP, the members who are UPP, continue to develop new things, continue to do phenomenal things, to blow their goal away, their 1 month production goal by 156%. And we're not done with the month yet. It's predicted to be more than that, to break records upon breaking records upon breaking records. And so that's how we bring the training that we bring. So you will always get the latest and the best of what people have to offer. And I've learned how to deliver it in a way that's helpful, so you can immediately have takeaways to go back and implement in your agency business. And the key is 48 to 72 hours, right?
Yeah.
So Andrea, should we let the cat out of the bag for this year's boot camp?
Yes, we should.
All right. Somewhere around this podcast is going to be a video about the two speakers that are coming this year. We've got them both under contract, right?
We're good. We can say
we can never announce them until we have them under contract. So just two so far, but that's not all. There's more. The first one that we are privileged to announce for Bootcamp 2023, that's beunstoppablebootcamp.com, beunstoppablebootcamp.com. You can go there and find out all the details, get your hotel link and everything. The one, the only, Andrea Wyatt?
Walter Bond.
Walter Bond! If you don't know who Walter Bond is, go search Walter Bond Speaks, right?
Yep.
The man is amazing. Andrea has invested time with Walter Bond. I couldn't make that gathering. And Andrea said, if we can ever get him, we need to bring him to our Unstoppable audience because he is going to blow them away. And he will blow them away. Right, Andrea?
Oh, hands down.
Hands down. And next up, because this lady is making a difference. And we bring people that make a difference and that are unstoppable. And that will cause you, when you part from them, will say, I'm leaving no regrets. They're impacting people's lives personally and professionally, right?
Yep.
So we're privileged and honored to have to the boot camp stage a lady who is making an impact in people's lives personally and professionally, the one, the only, the unstoppable, Carrie Wallace. So we are super excited to have Carrie. We have others that we're speaking with. And as we continue to engage people and get to the point where we can announce them, we will. But it's going to be, we say this every year, but it's going to be the best one yet. Hands down. We're so pumped. We're excited. Downtown San Diego. It's going to be rocking awesome. October, do you have the dates off the top of your head?
19th through the 21st.
October 19th through the 21st, 2023, downtown San Diego, Be Unstoppable Bootcamp 2023, with Unstoppable Nation coming in droves, Walter Bond, Kerry Wallace, and more. And yours truly, should I have the blessing of showing up, which I will, like nobody else's business. Andrea Wyatt and our team will be there as well. Can't wait to serve you and help you grow your business, create wealth, so you too can have more freedom to live life on your own terms. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Thank you for allowing us to serve you every single week with the Unstoppable Profit podcast. Andrea Wyatt, thank you for being the rock behind the scenes to make sure this gets produced every single week to help agents grow their business, create wealth, so they can have more freedom to live life on their own terms, so they can live the UPP life, because that's all we want for all of you. And you've heard just some of the stories, there's many, many, many others, the same thing they're experiencing. And that's all we want for you. Andrea, thank you.
Thank you. And I just want to say for our entire team, we are so blessed and grateful for the opportunity to connect with all of you and just bring you everything we've got and hopefully impact your life.
Amen. Amen. Thank you, everybody. Until episode 201, get out there, make a difference, be unstoppable, leave no regrets. You got this. We believe in you. We'll see you in the next episode.
Do you love the podcast, but don't know where or how to get started? Come join our next virtual training while seats are still available. Register now at UPPFastStart.com. That's UPPFastStart.com.